Erik ten Hag has dropped Sancho on the Spanish trip of all the United available players that never went to the World Cup, and obviously reasons have been given. And obviously we are going to bring you the entire squad as he traveled down in Spain to go on and train with Erik ten Hag to prepare for the game on 21st, that's the Carabao Cup against Burnley, and the one on the 27th of December when maybe we are going to be playing Nottingham Forest if God wishes. Axel Tuanzebe has also been left behind. The reasons have been put out, and we are here to bring you the latest news and information as far as this is concerned. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? First video of the day. I'm sorry I'm late, but I want to cover up on very many things, and I promise you by the end of today at least 3 videos would have been done as far as Manchester United is concerned. But Jodan Sancho has been dropped. But remember, Jodan Sancho has been one of those players that has always been in the news ever since he has not been performing very well. For the beginning of the season, Sancho had a very good season, and he scored 3 goals and put up some good assists. But obviously, from the game of Man City, he fell off. We went ahead and played Omonia away. He fell off. We returned. We played in the Everton game, was not played. They played him the game of Chelsea, played like 58 minutes. So looks like we're struggling for a position, and Erik ten Hag came out and confronted him and told him, I'm not satisfied with what you are giving me on the field of play. And obviously Sancho had to go on and really be thrown out of the United team. And I believe, as I told you, that it's not that Sancho is ill, it's because that he is not really doing the exact things that the manager really loves. I believe he's having problems with his attitude, because he came in here when he feels like he's a star and there is a new manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to treat these people, these players of United, like kids. You get, he was like a father figure in them. But Erik ten Hag is a more serious guy and will call out a player if at all he doesn't do what he is expected to do. And the big issue is Ten Hag wants Sancho to commit himself a lot by he wants Sancho to commit himself a lot in the defensive and in the offensive. When you are defending, they want him to drop back and really support the right or the fullback on the depending on the side where he's playing. In the offensive, he wants him to commit himself like the hand of Jodan Sancho, because I believe Sancho has some quick foot. He can send defenders the wrong way and figure out a pass or a goal or an assist or create space. But he doesn't do that. That's what Erik ten Hag is telling Jodan Sancho, and that's why he's found himself out of this. Now today, we've gotten a story coming in from Samuel Lucas that Jodan Sancho not in the Manchester United squad for the warm weather training camp. Clubs say he's continuing individual training program in effort to return to highest level. Sancho has been training Netherlands with coaches recommended by Erik ten Hag. We saw him training in Netherlands because Ten Hag believes there is a player in Jodan Sancho, and we all believe that there is a player in Jodan Sancho. At the age of 22 years of age, I believe Sancho has not yet hit his ceiling, and people are coming out and insinuating that maybe he's going to come out and flop. I don't believe he's going to flop. The situation in which he's in just needs to be managed, and we've seen very many players in these situations. Ronaldo, when he came in at Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson gave him a full month off to see to it that he gets himself in perfect shape and order, because the likes of Gary Neville and Roy Keane were really bombarding him left, right and center, because they're telling him, please, here we need results. We don't want you to do those skills of yours. We need you to be very consistent and quick at decision making, because the team you've come to is a winning team. And after that 1 month, Ronaldo came back when he's a changed person. So every player needs that. Every player needs that, and that time away from the first team of United training Netherlands is really going to help him do the needful, because Ten Hag did the recommendation to him because he knew that these coaches are going to improve on his attitude, his mentality, and set him back into the shape he wants him to be. And they are going to show him the drills, how you need to be playing into an Erik ten Hag system, because right now Sancho looks like he's having a lot of pressure on him, but the manager said, all right, let's calm it down a little bit, and let's send you to Netherlands and you do the needful. And when you come back, you're going to be a much better player. So he's in Netherlands and he is with the coaches recommended by Erik ten Hag, and Ten Hag knows that these coaches are going to get the best out of Sancho, and by the time he rejoins with the first team, Sancho is going to be a different kind of player altogether. I believe he will join, I think, United when they return from Spain to train at Carrington as they prepare for the game against a team which goes by the names of Burnley in the Carabao Cup. Now, again, Jodan Sancho is continuing his individual training program as a part of the progress to get back to his highest levels, and will not travel with the squad to Spain. And this shows you how good Ten Hag is. He has a solution to see to it that he lifts up every player. By the time he came in at Manchester United, all the players were down. You get? Varane was not the Varane we bought from Real Madrid. Diego Delo was one of the players that was really trying to really climb up his ceiling or accelerate his trajectory. Luke Shaw was down. Scott McTominay was badly off. Bruno Fernandes was struggling. Rashford was worse. Martial was not scoring goals. Sancho was very badly off. Danny Van Beek was worse. But you see, ever since Ten Hag came in here, players are really lifting themselves up and doing the needful. And I think what he's doing for Sancho is the perfect solution to what is troubling him. Go to Netherlands, get a time off, train off very well. You are going to join the team. You've not yet lost your place. You are still my player. I love you. I still have lots of things for you. You are in my plans. And go there, get yourself back to the shape I want you to be in. Then you are going to find yourself into my team. I believe those are the words that Ten Hag told Sancho as he was sending him to Netherlands to train. And I want to applaud Sancho for being a very obedient player to go on and do the needful. Because if you're seeing Rashford blossoming like that, then what stops you from going ahead to dance to the tunes of Erik ten Hag? Because every player that has danced to the tunes of Erik ten Hag has made a very big turnaround of his career. Even Anton Martial, look at Scott McTominay. He plays in that CDM role area, and you just think that maybe it's a prime CDM that we've been missing. And very many coaches at United have been coming in through and fronting Scott McTominay ahead of very many other CDMs, meaning that they've been seeing potential in that player, but they couldn't milk out that potential from him. Ten Hag has done it. Now you see Scott McTominay receiving on a half turn, passing through the central axis, not doing sideways passing. You get? He's really a very different kind of player. So Sancho is seeing very many players turn around and believes that this is the right manager to give him a very big turnaround. And him missing out on the World Cup should be one of those pushing factors for him to go out and really work tirelessly as far as this United team is concerned. We're having very many games. Alejandro Garnacho comes in through, giving him a run for his position. Sancho needs to go on and work out and work his ass out to return at Carrington and really show the manager that I'm really that man that you really need to be into your team. Now, Sancho Jordan misses two Manchester United trip to Spain to work out on individual training program. That is Simon Stone. And he's going to miss out on 2 games. I think we're going to be playing Cadiz and Rio Betis down in Spain. And I've heard that Erik ten Hag is going to add another game, but it's going to be played behind closed doors. I think that's when the likes of Sancho will return to see to it that they are either at the levels where the manager wants them to be or not. So good news to Manchester United fans all over the world. Sancho has been dropped by Erik ten Hag for a good reason, because he needs to work on his attitude, and I believe that is going to help him and push him to work hard and find his form better, because he's a talented player. He's one of the best players in the world when he reaches his best. I've always told you that for players like Sancho, I'm not worried, because he's not a player who just works hard and plays on form. Sancho is a classic player, and class is permanent. Form is temporary, you get? But class is permanent. Sancho is a classic player. I believe his return to Carrington will be very good, and we are eagerly waiting for it to see to it that he hits the ground running for a team which goes by names of Manchester United again. Now,
The other player that has been left out is Tuanzebe, has remained at Carrington to continue his personal training program as he recovers from injury. And these players, all the injuries they're suffering from is because of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. These players, we are not always given enough rest to see to it that they heal totally or completely. But Tuanzebe was loaned to Italy. He got, I think, a back injury. He played like 2 games and then returned. And when he was training with Erik ten Hag, they went to Thailand, and he never made it even to the first team because he got an injury and returned. I believe if at all he was available and played that central defense, he will excite the manager. That's why the manager included him into the squad of United to play in the UEFA Europa League, ahead of players like Phil Jones and very many others. So Axel Tuanzebe has remained at Carrington. I believe that there is a player in Axel Tuanzebe, if at all he can find himself injury-free, he can come out and impress the manager and get a goal onto what we call the game of football. And I believe that Ten Hag, who believes in quality defenders, I think Tuanzebe is one of those defenders that are really good on the ball and can get you to the levels of really defending very well. He's fast, his physicality is not questioned, good in the air, good in winning grand duels, and obviously he can help you make a perfect high line with either Lisandro Martinez or Rafael Varane. So that is it, and let me show you the squad of United that has traveled to Spain. We are having David De Gea, Hitan, Bishop, and Dubravka. Those are goalkeepers. Lindelof, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, Tengi Mengi, Bernard Jurado, Hadley, Barnett, Oyedale, Mare, Fredson. Those are defenders. Danny Van Beek, Scott McTominay, Charlie Savage, Zidane Ikbo, Hansen, Gore, Maino, my favorite from the youngsters, Anton Martial, Elanga, Shora Shoretire, Garnacho, Hagil, McNeil, and Emeran. Those are the players that have traveled to Spain to see to it that they train in the warm training in Spain down there. Let me talk about one man known as Mengi. Tengi Mengi is one of those defenders that is really good, coming in from the academy of Manchester United. I believe his injuries also costed him, but I think Ten Hag is going to weigh in and make a very good decision on this lad because he's talented, energetic, and Ten Hag believes that he needs more defenders in his team. Rumors around or bubbling around Old Trafford indicate that this guy is going to be loaned in January, but Ten Hag is going to weigh in these games. I believe in the games you're going to play, as you see, we are having very limited central defenders, meaning that Lindelof is going to partner with Tengi Mengi for the very first time in these games. And if at all Tengi Mengi impresses the manager, you might find him staying at Old Trafford. And I believe he might give him a go to go on and start in these games. You know why? This is the same manager who gave an 18-year-old Julian Timber a chance to start into that Ajax team, and ever since then Julian Timber has become one of the best central defenders amongst his age bracket in the world. And people are talking about William Saliba, and I'm telling them that if at all you see Julian Timber, I believe he's a better player than Saliba, because for him, he is so much comfortable on the ball. He plays in almost 5 positions of the field. He can play as a central defender, he can play as a left back, he can play as a right back, he can even play as a central defensive midfielder. Very much talented, and I believe that Erik ten Hag, who granted Julian Timber that chance to start in that Ajax team, can also give Mengi a chance to play in the central defense of Manchester United, because he's fast, good on the ball, physicality not questioned, and he has done it to Alejandro Garnacho. And I know if at all Mengi doesn't disappoint the manager, then the manager will go all out for him to give him a go to go on and redo the needful for a team which goes by names of Manchester United. Now, allow me show you a little bit of the footage of how these players really traveled to Spain. This is Victor Lindelof traveling to Spain. That is Tengi Mengi and Scott McTominay. Then we are having Zidane Ikbo, Charlie McNeil, Barnett, Jen Hagel, and Zidane Ikbo trying to board the plane. Donny van Beek on plane. And obviously, this is one of the players that we are eagerly waiting for. You see, if you can have Donny van Beek hit his prime as was, or hit his form as he was at Ajax, then United is good to go. David De Gea going to Spain, a place that is home for him because that's where he was born and bred from. Then this is Sam Murray from the academy. There is Hadley traveling for United, and Zidane Iqbal plus Sam Murray. This is just exciting for these youngsters traveling to Spain. And obviously Hadley and Noan Emran, they're traveling to Spain. This is Alejandro Garnacho, the magic man with the magic foot, traveling to a side which goes by names of Spain. And obviously this is Charlie Savage and Danny van de Beek. These players are really one of those that we expect to come out and hit the ground running from this warm training in Spain. And lastly, it's obviously Marc Jurado. One of those that you should watch on is Marc Jurado. He's another exciting youngster coming in from Manchester United. And even Isak Hansen is also another player, Norwegian in nature. And obviously, he's really one of those players that you must watch out for at a team which goes by the names of Manchester United. So guys, what are your thoughts on Erik ten Hag dropping Sancho as a United squad travels to Spain for the warm weather training? Rokan David is my name. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, comment and share. I hand it over to the Almighty Lord to protect you abundantly. Me out for now.